Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 6, working for you.
Now at 6, success in curbing crime.
Our work is based on the shots you don't hear.
The local program giving teens a future off the streets.
Okay, buddy. I know it hurt.
An unusual animal rescue.
So I knew that if we didn't get this cat out, there was going to be some serious problems.
The quick actions that helped save a kitten frozen in a drain pipe.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany McGraw.
And I'm John Carlin. A local community is being nationally recognized for the steps it's taking to reduce youth gang violence.
10 News reporter Courtney Lockie explains how Danville's Project Imagine program has scaled back crime while serving as an example for cities across the country.
When's the last time you thought of a meteorite's going to hit your home? You haven't, because it's not relevant to you.
During his 25 years in gang intervention, this is the idea Robert David applies to violence in communities.
If you're not living in those communities, sometimes we just kind of, become numb to it.
Youth and gang violence happens everywhere, including in Danville, who saw a dramatic rise in shootings and homicides around 2016. It was around the same time David started Project Imagine to help reduce crime. What started as a man going door to door in a community has grown into a model for cities nationwide.
Sometimes it's hard to quantify because our work is based on the shots you don't hear.
The program is among 14 youth anti-violence interventions to be highlighted by the Urban Institute. Danville was the only city with less than 100,000 people to be included in the guide, which features programs in major cities like New York, Houston, and LA.
If you don't catch these guys young, by the time they're 17, that may be their authoritative base.
The program works with schools and community members to find at-risk kids and take them on a better path by helping them find jobs and teaching them life skills.
If we don't have a clue about how to deal with gang violence or community violence, then maybe we can try what Danville is doing.
Since the start of the program, violent crime in Danville dropped significantly, something David hopes his model can bring to communities all around the nation. In Danville, Courtney Lockie, 10 News working for you.
A COVID-19 vaccine is no longer required for students at Virginia Tech. Today, Virginia Tech's president made the announcement in a letter to the university community, referencing the legal opinion by Attorney General Jason Miyares that state colleges cannot mandate the shot. However, it may not apply to certain work settings because of federal regulations.
Switching gears, let's talk about the weather, where we are tracking a warm-up, and we are due for the warm-up after that weather we had to deal with on Saturday.
Or the whole month of January.
That's true.
Right?
That's very true.
But this is going to be baby steps, isn't it?
Yeah, it's baby steps, and it's a brief warm-up. We're looking at the warmest days coming at the end of the work week for us, but tomorrow still looks to be quite chilly because of the wedge. I want to show you the satellite and radar composite, and we did see a lot of sunshine this afternoon. Some of us did awaken to some cloud cover this morning, but that was pretty short-lived. High pressure continues to rule the roost for us, which means that we are still going to be quiet here this evening, with clouds increasing just a touch. 7 o'clock temperature on average middle 30s, falling into the lower 30s by around 10. Your Tuesday planner showing temperatures starting in the 20s, highs only in the lower 40s. Temperatures held down tomorrow because of that easterly component to the wind. We're going to have more clouds around on Tuesday than what we had outside today, but you need to know that it is still going to be dry. We are in the process of wrapping up the coldest January since 2018. And if you looked right now at the 7-day forecast, you would see that there's going to be quite a few temperature swings here over the next 7 days, and one powerful cold front that's going to change our weather again. We'll talk about that more in just a little while. Brittany?
The tragic loss of a former Miss USA is renewing the push for suicide awareness. Chesley Christ was found dead yesterday after police say she jumped from a New York apartment building. 10 News reporter Alexis Davila talked with local pageant winners about Christ's passing and what resources are available here at home.
Social media messages from pageant winners and companies are flooding the internet after the tragic loss of Miss USA 2019, Chesley Christ. Miss Virginia Volunteer Pageant Executive Director Vicki Runk says Chris's legacy will never be forgotten.
And her story she was writing was so exciting, and yet we didn't really get to see the full ending that we had wanted to.
Although we don't know what caused Chris to end her life, Dr. Robert Trestman says about 20% of the population will experience some form of major depression. During the pandemic, he says that number has doubled. He says we need to create a community that is trauma resilient.
Many of us have developed an ability to hide our emotions, and some hide them better than others.
But Trestman says that needs to end, and we can start by teaching the younger generation.
We can teach our children how to cope with their emotions, how to talk about them, how to reach out for care.
Miss Roanoke Valley Isabella Jesse says this is the time for pageant title holders to lead by example and use their platforms.
I mean, you never know who can hear it. It might be one person who really needs to hear it.
In Roanoke, Alexis Davila, 10 News, working for you.
If you need help, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline through the number on your screen. That number is 800-273-8255.
A local lawmaker is pushing to help Amherst County move forward with a major economic development project at what used to be the Central Virginia Training Center. State Senator Steve Newman is proposing to pay the state-owed money for the building through the General Assembly. He also wants to pass more than $2.5 million for a pilot program, turning part of the property into a temporary triage center.
You could bring these mental health patients to one location, they can get help, and then if they need a hospital setting, they could then be moved to that location.
County leaders say they are still at least a year away from anyone else occupying that property.
A focus on the future of innovation. That was the goal of a webinar hosted by the Roanoke Regional Partnership, Fralin Biomedical Research Institute at VTC, and Carilion Clinic today. They hope businesses, government, and education leaders can work together to build the workforce while driving further research and development.
And the traffic changes in northwest Roanoke have caused a lot of confusion, but there is some relief in sight. Right now, there's a detour in place on Melrose Avenue, but that's expected to partially reopen next week. And then once complete, there will be new sidewalks, new lights, landscaping, and bus stop shelters. They'll all be installed. It's mainly drainage and water line work that has forced the closure.
The benefit that we are hoping to get from this project is to encourage, private investors and improve on sustainability, safety.
City leaders also hope the revitalization project will turn that area into a hub for commercial and residential activity, and it should be complete by July.
A 45-day road closure on Route 760 in Roanoke County has been rescheduled due to supply chain issues. The goal is to replace the Dugids Lane Bridge over the Roanoke River. Work was scheduled to begin as early as today, but has been postponed.
Stressed concrete beams that are needed to build the new bridge have been delayed. Fabrication and production has been delayed, so we're going to have to reschedule that detour.
The project has been rescheduled for late July. VDOT says new signage will be posted prior to the closure.
And coming up, small business success, the local couple pursuing their lifelong dreams despite the pandemic. Plus,
he's a little one, ain't he?
You're the star of the show.
A kitten stuck in the snow. The surprising item an officer used to set it free. One family started not one, but two businesses in 2 years and found a way to power through the pandemic.
Dan Curtis launched Uncle D's Takeout, a restaurant off of Route 419 in the Oak Grove area last year. And then across town, his wife Karen opened a decor shop called the Grey Goose of Grandin.
They've both dealt with COVID-19 related issues, but with the help of their daughters and each other, they were able to keep their dreams alive and the doors open.
It's very difficult in COVID, from staffing to supply. Customers were just very leery about going up.
It's been a challenge because I'm a one-man band, and so when I'm exposed, I have to close.
Which is tough, of course, but Uncle D's is open Monday through Friday. The Grey Goose of Grandin is open Wednesday through Sunday.
You are looking at a live picture from a gorgeous sunset on our Liberty University Skycam in Lynchburg. We will let you know how long the sun will stick around before it's replaced by cloud cover and when we might be tracking more wintry weather around here coming up.
Police made a miraculous rescue in Galax over the weekend. The victim was stuck in a pipe, wet and cold, and time was running out. Thank heavens for hair dryers.
This kitten was not having a good day.
It's not every day that you hear that a kitten is stuck in the snow.
Poor kitty, I know, poor kitty.
Police wanted to help the 6-month-old with water dripping on it, freezing as it was, but the pipe was blocked by sharp metal.
I definitely realized it was serious when I observed the kitten's head. It was pinned against the metal and pinned against the plastic.
Homeowners watched helplessly as police body cameras captured the creative use of a hairdryer.
We began to thaw out the kitten, began blowing it under the plastic to try to get it to start thawing out.
Police think the kitten got stuck after entering from the other end of the pipe, and they knew they had to act fast.
I really wanted help, and it really wanted out. It was starting to deteriorate its health. It was tired, it was wet, so I knew that if we didn't get this cat out, there was going to be some serious problems.
After about 15 minutes, a breakthrough.
I was able to put my hand behind the head and back of the kitten. I could still kind of feel how cold it was down there.
Police took the kitten, cold, limp, and frozen, to the vet and later Humane Society, which dispatched had already contacted.
It was a sigh of relief, not just for myself, but for the co-workers. We did what we had to do, and everybody was just more than happy.
A happy and warm ending for a very confused and cold little kitten.
And we can tell you, if you look here in the screen beside me, police went to visit the cat today. He's shaken up, but otherwise seems okay. And if you're interested in adopting, you can contact the Twin County Humane Society.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Skies as we close out our Monday mostly clear. Now, as we head throughout the course of the overnight tonight, clouds are going to build a little bit, but high pressure, even though we're going to have more clouds around, still going to be our dominant weather feature. I want to show you future tracker, and you'll notice overnight tonight, again, we're going to turn mostly cloudy, especially as we head beyond midnight. Now, Tuesday's going to be a day where we may see breaks or two of sunshine, but for the most part, it looks like we're going to have the wedge in play, and that will hold down the amount of sun we see. I do think we may squeeze out a little more sunshine late tomorrow afternoon, and then by tomorrow night, we're actually looking at skies clearing a little bit, and Wednesday's going to be a day where we have a mix of sun and clouds for at least the first half of the day. Clouds may build especially towards the mountains as we head late into Wednesday afternoon. Now, our next storm system's coming at us from the west, and it is indeed going to bring us rain showers as we head late Wednesday through Friday. Okay, so this is going to be a storm system that stays with us for quite some time. Most of us will see the rain developing Thursday into Friday, but the mountains will start to get wet perhaps as soon as late Wednesday or Wednesday night. Most of us know this is a Thursday, Friday event, and you need to know that it's mainly just rain. Cold air then returns behind this front as we head into the weekend, and that could set the stage for another storm system as we head into Sunday and Monday, providing us maybe a better chance for wintry weather at that point. Now, your rainfall forecast through Friday, we're going to pick up on some hefty amounts. I would say this next storm system could bring us anywhere between about a ½ an inch to 1.5 inches of rain before all is said and done, with perhaps even some isolated higher numbers right along the spine of the southern Blue Ridge, including Floyd, Carroll, and Grayson counties. Now, we are going to be dealing with rain out of this next storm system. Our friends to the north and to the west are going to be dealing with a whole lot of wintry weather. We've got winter storm watches, winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories extending from Buffalo all the way towards Denver and Albuquerque. We're looking at 6 to 12 inches of snow in places like Kansas City, perhaps over a foot of snow in places like Cleveland and Detroit. It looks like we're going to be dealing with a major winter storm from Kansas all the way north and east into southern parts of Michigan. This is going to produce a whole lot of snow and even some ice along the northern Mississippi River Valley and also along the Ohio River Valley as well. Temperatures stand right now at 620, 40 in Wytheville, 36 Roanoke, 37 in Danville. You're in the low to mid 30s, Covington and Lexington. Told you that a brief warm up is headed our way on Wednesday. High temperatures will return to the 50s and 60s, but just as we start to enjoy the warmth, all that cold air that you see bottled up towards our nation's heartland will come into play for us here as we head into this upcoming weekend. For tonight, mostly cloudy, patchy fog. Overnight lows tonight between 20 and 27. For the day tomorrow, we're looking at more clouds and sunshine. I do think we'll squeeze out a little bit of sunshine. We're slightly warmer with high temperatures mainly in the 40s. Your extended forecast showing the warmest days being Thursday and Friday. We're in the 50s. Then we're 40 to 43 Saturday through Monday. Rain chances Thursday and Friday with a wintry mix possible Sunday afternoon into Monday morning.
Virginia Tech, a case in point. David Gasson, Darius Maddox, Sean Padula have emerged. The Hokies got sound defense and 32 points from that trio in their upset win over Florida State.
It's amazing. Here we are 20 games in, and that thing is still evolving. But, those guys are playing confidently. Those guys are helping our team defensively, and transition defense has been good and getting set and getting matched up properly. And that will continue to, play itself out. But very pleased with David Gasson, Darius Maddox, and Sean Padula here of late off the bench.
All right, Hokies going to need everybody Wednesday night. They host Georgia Tech. Ramblin' Wreck ranked 3rd in the ACC in steals. News and notes for you. Auburn still numero uno. The Liberty men on the road, and the ODAC has a heavy scheduling night tonight. A lot of games moved from last week. Back to you.
All right, thank you. Happy. Think I'll pull for the Bengals.
All right.
What about you?
Who day?
Who day?
I am pulling for
Also.
Cincinnati. Yeah.
All right, there we go. Nightly news coming up next.
We will see you back here at 7.